She conceived the idea, and I'll pass it around so everyone can just see. But there's
and those aren't even the offensive ones, because there were some offensive.
There's a lot of offensive ones upstairs if you want me to show you those. But I just have the Christmas ones out. And she has a really amazing one with the Last Supper, and it's like
the Last Chicken Supper.
Last Chicken Supper, and it's every, you know, Peter, Paul, they're all there. Jesus. Is that Judas? Is that sacrilegious to make a Jesus a chicken?
Probably.
Okay. I'm not judging you.
I know.
I'm not here to judge you.
I'm not here to judge you.
I'm just
Isn't that the artwork that they got the Colonel Sanders steak?
You know, we're just lucky we're not in Sudan where they might kill you for making a chicken out of Jesus or something. Anyway, oh, are there people trying to come? Or they're all just smoking? Okay. Anyway, call the chicken. Just don't call the chicken. Jill's multi-talented, and she's also sassy, and I don't know if I think I should have some really embarrassing stories about you, but I don't. But I was so happy to be publishing her third book, and I know it's going to make me really rich, and, right? Absolutely.
If you all buy a book.
There you go. Yes, well, books are for sale, in case you didn't see that. So I'm just going to let, give Jill a big...
Will you auction that dress?
Will I auction the dress?
You are taking it off afterwards, I guess.
No.
Yes. Wait, hold on.
Depends on who you are.
I wore the good underwear, maybe. What, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, something like that?
Yeah, 5-7.
I'll read the first poem. And it came to pass that you were naked and I wanted you. With the awkward undulations of a virgin, I wanted you.
They want you too, baby.
By my concubinal urges and the use I once put to doubtful hours, when the salt began to sour, when the salt lost its saltness, when I was given to wandering the heart's incongruous chambers, as night unraveled like thread from a spindle, I wanted you. And I wanted you like a snake in love, hell-bently. And I wanted you in the olive grove, where the harvester gathered slowly, but my hand roamed greenly. And I wanted you in the abbey, kneeling penitently, a postulant in the church of the kiss, faithful to an audience of one. And I wanted you from the knocking until the last goodbye, from our first catastrophe into our final. I wanted you when I had and when I lacked. I wanted you when the kingdom cracked and all else was fallen into. I wanted you when I died and rose again, when rumors of impending Christ survived whole afterlives of woebegone redress, and when dry bones exploded from their graves of sand, and when I winnowed chaff from grain, and when I thrashed you upon my corn floor, or when I bedded you in my manger. I wanted you, like the wound aches for the dagger digging into it, so bloody and brutal and black. I wanted you like that. The assignation. Tonight, she will dream of him in sequences, how the sharp, slim cut of his well-tailored suit sliced like a knife through a very ripe fruit, the final share of her resolve into twin, bitter halves. How tall he stood against her, pestling the mortar of her pelvis, and how the air, tied with disaster, thinned to a stratospheric black. She will dream of her maneuvers and his rocket, how she flipped him like a lever, how he plugged into her socket, how he strangled her waist with the corset of his straitjacket hands, how she surged with urgencies so adamant and so Jezebel he all but shrieked. How he took out her tortoiseshell combs with his teeth. How she undid his buttons, slid down his briefs, and feasted like a glutton 2 feet above his knees. How the cloister of her thighs wept liturgies and hours, but how white and well worth it were the tremors and the woe, and how his bliss, succinct as snow, won her over. She will dream then of his eyes, the pair of them, how they thawed the ice of her arms like paraffin beneath a lit wick's flame, and the way he unloosed with his stare that knotty nest of hair below her belly and above her pout, and how it all went down clumsily, like a sophomore poet's go at Anapest. How he fumbled up the ample of her breast, but how, oh how, that only made her ardor puff and swell. I know that's a good one. As well, how she quivered like fresh brandy in a crystal glass. And how, and alas, the bright of afternoon bent too soonly into shadow. And how the dull, drab gloom of the rented room relented when night came on. And how they put their clothes back on slowly, lolling over each fasten. How she planned to tell her husband she'd gone shopping, stopping at 3 distinct boutiques before she found that one flesh-toned wraparound for which she had been pining, and how that wasn't outright lying, and how, against the setting of the TV's busted static, her husband had said, "That's nice," and how he'd meant it.